Wow, there's a lot of stuff on my desk, isn't there? This video is all about the embellishments that you can buy to put on your pages. And so, wow, look at all these goodies. It's so exciting to look at them all together. I don't usually get to see this much scrapbooking stuff all together on my desk at the same time, so it's kind of exciting for me too. I want to share with you guys some information about basic scrapbooking supplies, and my plan is actually to not try to overwhelm you, but I set up my desk like this just to kind of demonstrate how if you feel overwhelmed at the idea of scrapbooking supplies and all the different options there are for embellishments, I don't blame you. Like, look at all of the things that are on the market, and I don't even have everything. This is just this is just a sampling of some of the things that I have in my room, and I purposely picked things that were still in its packaging, and I almost always unpackage all of my stuff. So there's a lot more than just this, but I wanted to show you guys some products that you can find in your scrapbooking store. The purpose of this video is not to make you think that you need to have some of this and some of this and some of this and some of this and some of this. No. The purpose of this video is to let you know some of what's out there so that you can decide which things you'd like to look for when you go shopping for scrapbooking, because I would not recommend that you go and get all of this stuff or even most of this stuff. I would suggest that you think about what you want to do with your pages and what kinds of embellishments appeal to you, and then get a couple of packages of a few things and then go from there. So as I describe each type, I've sort of got them arranged into types, believe it or not. But as I go through the different types of embellishment, I'll tell you a little bit about my thought process behind deciding what to buy and what not to buy, because I don't buy everything I love, which is really hard. There's a lot of really, really nice stuff out there and it's really easy as a scrapbooker to say, I want that, and I want that, and I want that. But you have to draw a line somewhere. You're limited in terms of your storage, your budget, what you have the time to scrapbook with, and you don't want to get bogged down. And sometimes when you have too many supplies, it can be really overwhelming, and it can actually get in the way of creativity. So sometimes too many choices can really stifle us. So I'm going to talk a little bit about all the options that are out there that I can sort of think of. And I do have them kind of in categories in my head, if not on my table. And we'll talk about how you can pick some things that will be versatile and yet still fun, because I know that this is really, for many people, this is where the fun stuff is. Like, picking these sorts of things is way more fun than the actual papers and that sort of thing. So I'm going to start with stickers. So I have a couple of ideas of stickers here, and when I think about stickers, I typically categorize my stickers into 3 different categories. I have my word stickers right here, and they range from large word stickers that you could use for titles or really big accents, to small word stickers that you use more just for accents, and medium-sized word stickers. This is just a sampling of word stickers. The second category of stickers that I think of, there's probably a million different ways to categorize stickers, but I do it into 3 broad categories. That's one. The second one is non-word image stickers. So this book of Amy Tangerine stickers, for example, it doesn't look like I even used this once. Not even one of these is, oh no, look, I used one. Anyhow, this sticker book is a good example of image stickers. And there's some phrases and words in there too, but it's mostly images. And then these arrows from Studio Calico, this is a little bit of an older set, also image stickers. And then my third broad category of stickers would be stickers that are good for journaling on. So these are all good examples of journaling stickers. They have borders and places to write some words. October Afternoon makes very good label stickers for journaling on. Most of October Afternoon stuff is cream based as opposed to white based, so I also have these Gossamer Blue label stickers that are more white based. So when I talk about stickers, I'm usually talking about flat stickers, although some of these are have dimension to them. They come on a sheet. Sometimes they come in a book. You can get them at Michael's. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them all sorts of places. If you're concerned about acid-free archival quality, you'll want to make sure that you get scrapbooking stickers and not just stickers from the kids sticker aisle. Stickers are really easy to use because they're already sticky on the back. You just peel them up and place them someplace, and so there's no real technique for using them. They are sticky though, so sometimes, depending on the brand, once you stick it, it's hard to change your mind and pull it back off. That's why I will sometimes use a piece of wax paper. So if I'm thinking about where I want to put this arrow, for example, I'll put the arrow on my wax paper. I'll tear a little piece of it off, so I'm not dealing with such a big piece, and then I'll play around with how it looks here and how it looks over here, and I'll just play around with it on my layout before I decide where it goes, and then I'll stick it down when I'm ready. So if I were starting a stash from scratch and I didn't have very much or any supplies, I would go out and get a package of stickers. I'd get some element stickers or some shape stickers, and if I were using my own advice, which I had in my previous video, I talked about choosing pattern paper, and I did recommend that you start with a collection pack of some sort, and so I would pick the stickers that coordinate with that collection pack, or I just get a set of neutral stickers that would coordinate with almost anything. I might buy a page or two of stickers because they are pretty versatile and you'll use them again and again on lots of different layouts. I would get a set of stickers that have a lot of options for journaling. So I might get something really neutral like these label stickers because you could use them in lots of different types of layouts. These top ones are very versatile, whereas these ones, because they're cream based and some of them are really themed, like this one has a rooster on it. These themed ones, unless if you do a lot of, old country style, this is from the Farmhouse collection from October Afternoon, so unless if you do a whole lot of those sorts of layouts, these stickers are not going to be as versatile as something like this that has this timeless classic look. These would look good on almost any layout. These top ones by Gossamer Blue. So I would get myself some shape stickers and I would get myself some label stickers if I were shopping for the first time. As an established scrapbooker, I love word stickers. I just really love what they bring to a layout. I think certain fonts like this, like Heidi Swap's handwriting, for example, is just too gorgeous. And I just love the typography of the Heidi Swap style word stickers, and so I really like having these as a nice decorative element, and so if you're into typography and you like phrases and words and that sort of thing, you might want to get some word stickers. They're not really essential, but it does make making a title really easy. You could call your layout Darling, for example, and just put the sticker on, and then you don't have to worry about a title. So these ones are upside down in the package, but so that's something that you can look for. So next in terms of simplicity would be die cut pieces. And so when you're buying die cut pieces, they will usually come in packages like this. Sometimes they'll come on a flat sheet. I'll grab you one of those and show you. Yeah, sometimes they come like this and they have cellophane on them and they're perforated and they're in a sheet like that. And sometimes this comes in chipboard format, and so these are like paper die cuts, and sometimes they are chipboard die cuts. So that's another way that you might find die cuts, but most of the time you'll be buying them in a little package like this that has the so the brand in this case is Simple Stories, the collection is I Am, and the product is Bits and Pieces. So that's what they call their little die cut set that has little bits and pieces in it. They call it Bits and Pieces. Different manufacturers are going to call their die cut sets different things. And so this is the generic description of it. It says 60 cardstock die cut ephemera bits and pieces. You can see this was $4.99. so they're not terribly expensive. You get a whole lot, so all of these pieces listed on the back are in this package, or they were in this package. They probably aren't anymore because I've used it several times. And it also says that some of the pieces are gold, have gold highlights on them. All right, includes gold foil accents. So, oops, I'm dropping them everywhere. So they look like this. They're usually white on the back, although October Afternoons are sometimes printed on the back. And they're just little cutouts with little designs. And these look very nice on your scrapbook pages. They look nice layered on top of each other or spread out and put around each other. Just a nice little decorative accent for your pages. I almost always buy the die cuts to go with the paper packs that I get. So just because it's nice to have these little elements that are designed to go along with the paper collection. So that's just a tip if you're looking for a shopping strategy. Buy a collection pack, buy the die cut pieces and maybe one other thing and you're good to go. So the die cut pieces could be fairly plain die cut, like just white cardstock printed die cut things, or it could be very elaborate or specialized. So these are gold foil die cuts that are embossed and golden and really pretty. And then these are plastics. These are like plasticized clips that you can get. They're not really die cuts. They're more of a plastic embellishment paper clip type of thing. So for the most part, stickers and die cuts are pretty flat embellishments, so they're really easy to work with. They don't result in a huge pile of stuff on your layout, and your layouts will all lay pretty flat if you're using mostly stickers and die cuts. However, to add some interest to your layout, you might want to add some dimension, and so that is where chipboard stickers and pieces come into play. So I have a couple of packages of chipboard stickers here. These are some stars from Studio Calico, and then these are some chipboard buttons from My Mind's Eye. I'll just pop one of them out so that you can see. What I do for my sheets of chipboard is I run pieces of washi tape, and washi tape is one of the things I'm going to talk to you guys about today, but I run strips of washi tape along the back of it so that they don't pop out. Anyhow, this is what a piece of chipboard looks like up close. So it's almost like cereal box material, but it's a little bit thicker than that. And then there's usually a piece of pattern paper on top of it, and it's cut out, and then the back of it peels off in most cases, and this would be sticky, and that's what you would stick onto your project. You can buy chipboard pieces that are more like die cuts where they're not sticky on the back, and they work just the same. It's just you have to put a bit of glue on them. Another way that they sometimes sell chipboard stickers or chipboard pieces is in these 6x12 sized sheets. So this is half of a piece of paper, scrapbook paper, and these elements would coordinate really nicely with the design, with the collection that goes with this. So this is from the So Fancy collection from Simple Stories. And again, they're about this thick. So chipboard is a nice way to add a little bit of lift to your project. You can also use a die cut element and put some pop dots on it. Pop dots are these foam, they're not always dots, but these foam adhesive pieces that you can put underneath of a die cut piece to give it some lift and pick it up off the page a little bit. So then after that, just kind of working my way up from flat to not flat, another really popular embellishment for scrapbook pages, and it really is just a chipboard die cut piece, but these frames are very popular. So these frames, you can use them as square elements on your page. You can frame a photo or frame some journaling with it, but you can also just use it as a layer and just stick it in to be a square shape on your layout. And they're just plain on the back. You have to glue them down or staple them down or do something like that. And they're very popular right now, so you'll see those in the store. And so chipboard frames, chipboard stickers. Tags are very popular for scrapbooking. You'll see lots of different kinds of tags. These are chalkboard tags, but you can get tags of all sorts and types and sizes and shapes, and they're really fun because you can put your journaling on it. In this case, I would use a chalk pen or a white gel pen or something to do my journaling. So tags are very popular. You can stick them behind things, you can just put them on your layout, you can glue them down, you can tie them to things. These are some interactive elements from the I Am collection from Simple Stories. They're little booklets and things that you can put your journaling on and then stick this either in a pocket if you're doing some pocket pages, or you can put it inside of your layout to do some hidden journaling in case there's something personal or private that you want to scrapbook about, but you don't want to necessarily have it out in the open. If you put it on that and then put that on your page, in order to see it, you'd have to pull your layout out of the page protector and then open that interactive element, so it does make it a little bit more private. Clips are very popular in scrapbooking. You can clip these on to the edges of your paper layers. They're a really nice way to direct the viewer's attention to a certain area of your layout, especially a arrow clip, for example. Then another really popular embellishment among scrapbookers is these wood veneer shapes. These ones are hearts and arrows from Studio Calico, and these ones are stars and asterisks from Freckled Fawn. They're really cute. You just put a little bit of glue and you just add them to your layout. These are really nice sprinkled around your layout or just used as an embellishment. You can take a little marker and color them in, or take some paint and color them in, or some mist, or there's all the different ways that you can modify these, but they look lovely just plain, and I often will use them plain. Another way to get some interest and dimension on your pages is with sequins. When I use sequins, I almost always just sprinkle them around and then glue them down wherever they landed, because that way they land in a nice random way. If I try to make it look random, it usually doesn't end up coming out very random. So the best way for me, that I find anyways, is to just go psh, and then wherever they land, I just pick it up and glue it, pick it up and glue it until they're all glued down wherever they landed. These ones are from Lawn Fawn, but you can find sequins in the sewing store or in the sewing section of Walmart or in the kids craft aisle or any place. You don't have to buy scrapbooking sequins if you don't want to. Another thing that works almost the same as sequins, as far as something that you can scatter around your layout to give a little bit of extra dimension and attention, is these enamel dots. These are very, very popular in scrapbooking. They're just little stickers, so they're already sticky, and you just place them wherever you want. They look really nice placed in threes with one large and two small together in a little cluster around your layout. So these are all things that add dimension: the clips, the wood veneers, the sequins, and the enamel dots. And what I mean when I say dimension, I mean it kind of pops up off the page a little bit, gives your eye a different kind of a surface to look at besides just all paper. And so these add a lot of interest to your pages that the other items like chipboard and die cuts and stickers tend to be a lot more of the same types of finishes as what's already in your papers. So these little details really can step your scrapbook page up a notch and give the viewer something really interesting to look at while they're looking at your page. So here are some other things that add dimension, and these are wooden they're basically the same. They're just little wood veneers, but these particular ones are patterned, like they have little prints on them. And this came in a package with more on it. I've just used some of them. And then these are some brads, and I'll show you a package of brads actually. Brads used to be very, very popular in scrapbooking, and a lot of the companies are still making brads, but they're not quite as popular as they once were. But what I love about brads is they do add that dimension. You get this shiny epoxy surface in the center of the brad, and then a nice metallic trim around the edges of it. And sometimes brads will come with these paper pieces that are just kind of hung on them, and you can use the brad with this little flag or by itself. I usually use them by themselves. And that's what they look like on the back. So you have to poke a hole in your page in order to use it. Then you straighten out these little legs and put the brad through the hole, and then you flatten out the legs like that, spread them out like that, and then it stays in place. And you can move it around a little bit after it's placed if it wasn't exactly even. So these are from my story collection from my mind's eye. These ones are from Basic Gray, and this Basic Gray set actually has some flare badges too, which I forgot to take out some flare badges because that's another really great way to add dimension. When I first started scrapbooking, these were not much of a thing. They were kind of brand new when I started. Actually, they might not have been around when I started. We used to use buttons for dimension, but now people tend to use these flare badges. That's what we call them. They look a lot like the badges that you used to put on your jacket or your sweater or whatever, just for advertising purposes or for a cause or whatever, but they don't have the pins on the back of them. And you can stick them on your layout with just a little glue dot, or I tend to use those Stampin' Up! Dimensional adhesive that I just showed you a second ago. I just use a little one of these on the back of them. So, and lots of different companies make these and sell them. I keep mine on a board like this. I just stick them on with some glue, and I just pop them off when I want to use one. Then more examples of some things. These are kind of like one of a kind. Like not every collection and not every manufacturer is going to make all of these things, but these are some kind of unique little embellishments that you can put on. These are some resin flowers. They're really pretty. They coordinate with the Grand Bazaar collection from Basic Gray. And then these are some, this is called Button Mix, and it's from Fancy Pants, and it includes some buttons and some chipboard buttons. And the two cutest ones I've already used. They were really cute. There was a deer head and maybe an ampersand. I can't remember. So all of these are different ways that you can add dimension. You don't need all of these, but you know, you might want to pick, in addition to a sticker set and a die cut set, maybe some chipboard, maybe one of these sorts of things or two of these sorts of things. I also have some other examples of just some, each collection comes with different things that year. And so this year the Maggie Holmes collection came with these little flag banners. I really love them so much that I went out and bought another package of them. And then puffy stickers are really common and popular these days. They're just from the 80s when you used to keep your sticker books. They are puffy stickers, and they're a really nice, different texture than some of the other scrapbooking products that we have in our stashes. So again, it's just another nice, interesting, something different on your page. And then we have some layered embellishments here. These ones are from Notes and Things from crepe paper, and some of them have some sewing on them. They lay pretty flat. You'll see that they lay pretty flat, but you could pop them up if you wanted to. And some scrapbookers really love to pop up things off their pages and have lots of dimension, and other scrapbookers really like things to be flat. So see how you could really pop that butterfly up there and give it lots and lots of dimension, or you could leave it flat like these ones are. Rub-ons are a little bit finicky. I'm not sure that I would recommend rub-ons as essential embellishments for your stash, but you will see scrapbookers using them, so I wanted to make sure that I pointed out and said what they are. So they usually come with a popsicle stick or a little plastic rubbing stick. These are both wooden popsicle sticks. And basically they're sort of like temporary tattoos that you would put on your arm, but you just kind of, you cut out the design, you peel off the backing, you place it on your layout, and you use the popsicle stick to rub it, and as it rubs onto your page it releases from the plastic and it leaves behind a flat image that's kind of stuck to the page. They're very nice. It's a nice way to add a layer to the bottom of the page. You know, they're very pretty and nice, but sometimes they're finicky. So it's not unheard of that you would buy a brand new package of rub-ons, and not necessarily these Amy Tangerine ones. I'm not saying these ones are bad in particular, but it's not uncommon for you to buy a brand new pack, take them out, cut out the shape you want, and go to apply it, and it rips, or it won't stick to the paper, or some other problem happens, especially if you're buying rub-ons not brand new. So if you're buying them from the dollar store where they've been around forever and they're, you know, a collection from 3 years ago or something, or if you're getting them on sale at a huge discount because they're not new anymore, rub-ons are one scrapbooking supply that probably does have an expiration date, although you won't find an expiration date on the packaging. So you want to make sure that if you decide to delve into rub-ons, make sure that you're buying fresh new rub-ons from that year's current collections. That way you'll ensure your highest chances of success. That's all I'll say about those. What do I have left to talk about? Oh yes, washi tape. So washi tape is another product that is fairly new to scrapbooking. It wasn't around when I started scrapbooking, and so I consider that a new product. Washi tape is these rolls of paper tape that are semi-transparent. So if I were to put this on something that you could see, if I were to put this on here, see how you can still see through it. It's a bit distracting because of the pattern, but you can still see through it. So some washi tape are really, really transparent, and some are more opaque. Some of them are completely opaque, but most of them are rather transparent. The nice thing about washi tape is that if you buy a roll of washi tape, there's lots and lots and lots of it, so you can really play around with it and not have to feel like, oh, I don't want to ruin it, or I don't want to use my last bit of it. Whereas with more specialized embellishments like these, you might feel more compelled to make sure that you use these carefully because there's only 6 of them on the sheet, or whatever the case might be, right? I would argue that you shouldn't do that. I would argue that you should just go ahead and throw caution to the wind and just do it. Get these on your layout and play with them, have fun. But washi tape is, because there's so much of it, it's really, really easy to tell yourself to do that. And so I just brought out a couple of different widths so that you could see in a couple of different finishes. I have even this glitter washi tape here that is rather opaque. I think it's very opaque, actually. And they come from skinny to really wide. And they're fun. They're a fun way to add a little bit of extra pattern onto your page, and you can use them for purely decorative purposes. So you can just run a line of washi tape along your page in a strip, and it's just a pretty strip of pattern. Or you could layer it under something, or you could make it look like you've used tape to stick something down onto your layout. Whatever way you like. I have a variety of different kinds of twine here, and as a beginner you probably don't want to buy these big huge rolls of twine, although they're not very expensive. It is, if you plan to use a lot of twine, it is a good way to buy it because it's not very much to buy these compared to buying smaller amounts of twine. But you know, if you're starting off, you probably want to start with a smaller spool, like something like these. These are from Stampin' Up! And twine, again, just adds another little layer of detail to your project. You could take these and, you know, run them around your piece of paper. You could take a piece of pattern paper. So you could take a piece of pattern paper like this, for example, and then you might want to not want to choose this particular color, but you could run some twine around it like that, and then have more layers up here in a photo or something, and then put one of these stickers, or, you know, like maybe this button or something right here. And then, you know, that's a nice way to decorate a page. So it's just kind of like one more way to add a little bit of interest. Twine is great because you can run it through your tags, you can tie it around the little arms of your frames, you can thread your buttons with it. There's all sorts of things that you can do with twine. I would recommend that you get some type of string or twine for your layouts. You can even use some string that you've got laying around the house. That's what I used to do. What do I still have to talk about? I have saved the best for last. Letter stickers. Let's bring these puppies into center. I love letter stickers. I just have to say, I probably have 200 sets of these letter stickers. They are awesome. I love, love, love them. So why do I love them? I love them because you can make lots of titles in lots of different styles if you have a nice assortment of letter stickers. My favorite brand of letter stickers are Thickers. The one thing that I'll say about Thickers is that they're notorious for not being all that sticky. So, some of these, especially the chipboard ones, like these for example, might need some extra adhesive in order to make them stick to your project in a really permanent way. The foam ones, which are my favorite kinds of Thickers, typically don't need any extra adhesive. So Thickers, what do I mean when I say Thickers? Thickers is a brand, it's made by American Crafts, and a lot of times you'll notice that there's also a designer or a collection attached to it. So because American Craft owns so many different companies, you'll find that a lot of times when you get a collection pack, which I talked about in a previous video, is a way to buy a whole bunch of paper that is all designed to coordinate together, and it's released as a collection from a scrapbooking company. A lot of times those collections will have stickers, will have Thickers that go with them. So these Charmed Thickers, for example, so Charmed is the name of the font, Thickers is the kind of product it is, and Dear Lizzie is the brand that the collection pack came out, that this one coordinates with. So these ones are particularly cute. They're plastic glitter-filled tubes. They're really awesome. They're really, really cool. And as you can see, just by me fanning them out like this is just a very small assortment of the Thickers that I have. They come in a lot of different finishes. Some of them are foam, some of them are chipboard, some of them are this plasticky type of material. Some of them have glitter on them, some of them don't. You can even get these are called DIY Thickers. And these are very plain, unfinished Thickers. They have like a linen fabric. I don't know if it's linen, but they've got like a fabric on the outside of it. And then you can paint this or mist it or ink it or spray it or do whatever you want to do. You can color it with marker. This is an example of one that I colored with. I think I did mist on this one. Yeah, and I usually test my if I'm going to change a thicker, I'll test it on a Z because I don't usually use the Zs for anything. So those are Thickers, and you'll notice that I've got a couple of black ones picked out here. I really like a nice black foam letter sticker. Black foam letter stickers have been my favorite Thickers from the very, very beginning. This Calberteschi font is I can't even tell you how much I love this font. It's just awesome. It's so casual and fun and bold and readable and perfect. It just it demands your attention. When you make a title in this, it really pops. This is a more, it's also quite playful, but it's a more kind of, I guess, conservative type of a font. But it's also very playful because it's tall and skinny. You can get very classic shapes as well. It's one of my all-time favorites. I have about 10 packs of these. This Goodness Thicker from Amy Tangerine. This is more of a classic shape of letter sticker. You can get any style of font that you're looking for, from very, very whimsical, playful, to cursive, bold letter fonts, little ones, big ones, skinny ones, fat ones. There's a letter sticker out there for you. So now Thickers isn't the only company that makes letter stickers. There are other companies. Let me see if I can grab one. Okay, it turns out I don't have many that aren't Thickers, but We Are Memory Keepers makes some. I've got some of those, I know I do. Here's a set. So We Are Memory Keepers makes these ones that are kind of like a tile. They make other ones too, so I'll show you the packaging. They're packaged very similar to Thickers. I just took the packages off of this one because it's easier for me to use it. And then Studio Calico has some as well. And these are rubber alpha stickers from Studio Calico. See how fun they are? They're really cute and fun. Okay, so I literally just randomly grabbed a handful of letter stickers. I've grabbed a handful of big ones and a handful of little ones. So these are smaller letter stickers that are options for you. These are really nice for doing subtitles or even for doing a main title. So in this layout, for example, I used tile letter stickers to do the title, a very small title compared to some of my other layouts. And then on this one, I used some. These are actually not Thickers, but they're similar to Thickers. They're just not sticky. They're letters that come like this. You just have to use glue. They work the same as Thickers. They're just not sticky. And on this one, I used some letter stickers right there. Those are Thickers. So these smaller letter stickers are good to have on hand for doing subtitles or for doing smaller titles or even for doing a little bit of journaling. You can do, put quite a few words together using these letter stickers because so many of each letter comes in a pack. So one of my favorite, actually I shouldn't even say one of my favorite, my very favorite letter sticker for using for subtitles would be these Mini Market ones by October Afternoon. And if October Afternoon ever stops making these, I'm going to cry and immediately buy every one that's for sale anywhere that I can find because I love them. Like, I love them. What I really, really love about tile letter stickers, and what I mean when I say tile letter stickers, is that each sticker has a letter that's on a little rectangular tile. Sometimes the tile is square, but in this case they're rectangular. What I love about tile letter stickers is that they are necessarily readable. So if you put these out, you can put space between them, or you can bump them up against each other, or you can even layer them so that they're kind of like topsy-turvy, going like this in a row and all overlapping one another. It's very, very readable because no matter what they're on, you can see the K on the tiles. So even if I have lots of distracting stuff back there like fingers or like other letter stickers, you're still going to be able to see it and to read it. So that's what I really love. They're also really easy to peel up off the page and place because they're all square, and you can once you get the first one lined up straight, you can just line up all the other ones off of it and it automatically keeps your title really straight. So that's what I love about tile letter stickers. And here are some other examples of tile letter stickers. So these are tiny little ones, and these ones are squares instead of rectangles. And then these are more by the same company. These are all by Webster's Pages. And then these are even tinier ones. So then the other kind of letter sticker, small letter sticker, would be these shaped ones. So these Ellie Studio ones are examples, are an example of a shaped letter sticker. So this one doesn't have a tile, it's just the outline of a letter. So if you layer this on top of something else, the background, if there's layers and stuff ending and stopping and starting behind it, it's going to be taking away a little bit from the readability of the title, but that's okay. Like I still use these, but you do have to be a little bit more careful about placement. The other thing about these ones is that they are a little bit harder and finicky to come up off the pages. Like sometimes they stick to themselves, or you have to poke out the little centers in the, so I take this P to use, and now I have to kind of like poke this out. And it's not that big of a deal, but you know, it's all about the process, and so, you know, I don't mind taking that out. But if you have, you know, issues with fine motor, or you have arthritis, or you're not sure if you want to kind of fiddle or kind of have to deal with that sort of thing, then tile letter stickers might be a better choice for you. So in this video, I tried to cover a variety of different embellishments so that you could, if you saw people using things and weren't sure what they were, this video, the purpose of this video is to introduce you to some of the standard embellishments like chipboard and rub-ons and letter stickers and puffy stickers and word stickers and twine and washi tape and that sort of thing. But then there's just always going to be a million different specific kinds of embellishments, like layered stickers and that sort of. Enamel dots is another main category, and brads would be another main category. But there's always going to be a whole lot of these really specific things that are going to vary from season to season and from collection to collection. So you'll just have to look around and see what's out there that coordinates with the supplies that you are picking, or that just kind of go with what you have in mind. So you don't need all of this stuff. You certainly don't need all of this stuff as a beginner. I would pick, you know, if you're out and you're getting cardstock, you're getting paper, you've got some of those main supplies, the tools that I talked about in the first video, then the next step for you to do is to take a survey of what your options are for everything else. And you can stay in the same collection that you're already working with if you're using a collection pack, and just buy the die cuts that go with it and the brads that go with it and a set of enamel dots or something. Or you can spread out and just kind of bring your paper pack with you around the store and compare and draw in some other pieces that you think will look good with it. Make sure you pick up a package of letter stickers, or 10 or 20. No, you don't need 10 or 20. I'm just kidding. Get you know, a pack or two of letter stickers just to get you started, and if you get addicted to them like me, it will be the beginning of a long journey between you and the thickers. And pick up some small letter stickers if you want to. They are really great for subtitles and that sort of thing. I would suggest, if you're going to just pick up a couple of things, I would get a black foam letter sticker, because it's classic and it's easy to read and it'll go with almost anything. And then I'd also get a color that you love that goes with the stuff that you're buying, just because a colored letter sticker is just always very bold and fun. And then I'd get something neutral, like these cream ones with a gold mark on them. These 3 letter stickers, these 3 right here, would give you, or you know, this would be whatever is specific to what goes with what you're buying. It could be pink, it could be turquoise, it could be whatever. But if you have a black foam letter sticker and then something kind of fun and colorful and bright, and then something that's neutral and more subdued, you'll be able to get a lot of different title looks out of this, out of these 3 letter stickers, and that way your title won't always look like exactly the same every time you turn the page in your scrapbook. There's that black title again. Right? So getting a couple packages will help you mix it up a little bit, but I often use the same letter stickers over and over again, and I don't think people notice. They don't say anything if they do. Yeah, and then you'll just build up your collection as you go. So I would recommend that you buy maybe 2 or 3 sets of embellishment, like packages of embellishments that are going to coordinate with the collection pack that you bought. Maybe buy a roll of washi tape just because it's really fun. Maybe some enamel dots, because they are the kind of thing that you can use on lots and lots of layouts. And get maybe those 3 packages of big letter stickers, or just one, you know, like you can just buy one, that's fine. But if you're trying to build up a bit of a stash and planning to do several layouts, then, you know, go ahead and get 3 so you can have a couple of different looks, or buy 2 or whatever. Or you can be like me and just buy all the ones that are in the store. And then, you know, if you were going to get some tile letter stickers, I would get either the gray or the craft, depending on if you tend to like the browns. The craft are really nice. The gray are beautiful. They're just so neutral and they look good on almost every single page. This is one product. It's just that for some reason one of them is more yellowed than the other. I think it did that in the warehouse that it was in before I bought it. So these are embellishments. That's the funnest part of scrapbooking, so don't stress about it. Just buy some stuff and get it on your pages and have fun. So some of the future videos that you'll see in this series will cover how to add inks and mists to your basic collection of scrapbooking supplies, and also how to store your basic collection of scrapbooking supplies, where you're going to keep it and how you're going to store it. And one of the next videos that we do will be how to put together a page. Once you've got all of your stuff together, how are we going to actually make a page? Because I don't want you to just shop for scrapbooking supplies and store your scrapbooking supplies. I want you to make some layouts. Don't just watch people's layouts and look at layouts and be in awe of layouts. Just make some yourself. You have to jump in. That's why on the image for this video, you'll see it says take the plunge. This is all about getting in there and getting started and doing it. So go get your scrapbooking stuff, and when I see you next, we will be putting together a page. So I'm looking forward to that. Take care and have a really great scrappy week.